Okay, chaps. I've been let out of prison, but I did tell them that you might know something.
Me know nothing.
Here we go. Well, here we are for another special edition. Well, every edition is special of Cheshire Matters. And we're picking up more subscribers.
Hey.
It's doing well. It's doing well.
Right. That's 4 subscribers.
Yep. Which is 3 more than we had last time. No, actually, we're doing very well, to be honest with you. Mark.
Yeah.
Mark, the dog with the hair lip. How you doing, sir?
I'm a bit tired, to be honest. Didn't really get much sleep.
You're not getting much sleep?
No. Usually it's not a problem. It's pretty easy. I can do it with my eyes closed. No, on a serious note,
That's a dad joke.
I know. No, I was waiting for the sun to come up, but then it dawned on me. Sorry.
And to that man, the Gazelle, please don't tell me you've got any of those dad jokes.
My life is full of dad jokes, actually. It's actually run on dad jokes.
I got some.
And it's funny you say that, because I've actually got one dad joke tonight.
Go on.
Well, I'll just wait to the end. No, I'll tell you now then. Let's get it all underway.
Go on.
Mr. and Mrs. Wong have a baby boy. The nurse brings out a white baby boy. The confused father says, 2 Wongs don't make a white. And they named him Some Ting Wong.
That's
I can say it now because the election's over.
I turned around to somebody in the store today, and it was at where was it? One of the supermarkets. It was Asda, and one of the ladies was like sort of ripping up the cardboard and stuff like that. And I looked at her and I said, "Are you getting bored?" She looked at me and she mouthed some words at me.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
I thought, hey. Well, okay, the news. Well, Biden has stood down. Fresh, off the press.
Well,
Biden has stood down. Big deal, everybody says. But the question is, so he stood down. Why did he stand down? And who's running the country?
Oh, geez. The slow kids have actually caught up, haven't they? Realised there's something not quite right with Biden after all these years.
What do you think it was, Gazelle? Do you think it was pressure?
Well, I don't know. I have no answer to it other than, Biden. Biden.
That's another terrible joke. What are we going to do? Is the whole show going to be full of terrible jokes?
It should have gone 6 months ago, shouldn't you? Or even longer than that.
Well,
I mean, it's a shame, but he has been deteriorating. So, I mean, just step aside and then let's just carry on. Let's get on with it.
Well, Camilla. I was going to say Camilla. I was thinking of Camilla. Kamala. She is his nominated choice, but she hasn't actually been nominated by the Democratic Party, has she?
No.
So what's
I think we all know that Obama is still actually running things, don't we? But you must have seen that. Obama's just the puppet master, isn't he?
And not Hillary.
No, not Hillary. No. I think she's been put out to grass, literally. So,
especially in California, got plenty of grass out in California.
Yeah, so she's gone. She's out of it.
I wasn't talking about that kind of grass.
But Barack Obama is still very much there. A bit like Tony Blair in England, with the Labour Party at the minute. Because Blair's putting out all sorts of stuff behind the scenes.
I was called Sir in Sainsbury's today as well. That's another one, because I went to Asda for certain things, and then I went to Sainsbury's. There are other supermarkets available to the public, but I went to Sainsbury's, and I got a "Good morning, sir." And I said, "You cannot call me sir." And she said, "Why?" And I said, "Because I didn't keep up my payments to Tony Blair before he left government." And she looked at me, and she was old enough to know what I was talking about. But there you go. Go ahead, Mark.
Stop upsetting these old ladies, will you? No, I think Hillary and Bill, I never had sexual relations with that woman, honest. They've actually endorsed Kamala. I think the only people who haven't is the Obamas.
Oh, right.
But Biden, I think Biden's explained why he stepped down, because he's under pressure.
Pressure.
Bearing down on me. Pressure. That one. You can remix it.
It's easy for you to say.
Pressure. That was one of Biden's greatest hits. As was the floor when he goes up the stairs.
Oh gosh. Well, how do you think she's going to do? When she goes into a debate with Trump? Because I can tell you now, watch out for all her past life starting to come out, especially from California. Watch out, because he's going to tear her to pieces, especially with the knowledge that they've got and the things that they've got. She does have a little bit of a background, and it's going to be brought out. But anyway, how do you think she's going to do in the debate with him?
She's not. We've heard nothing of her, have we, for the last 3 years?
Well,
I haven't seen anything of her. She's just been non-existent.
Well, she is probably going to be the choice that they're going to put forward. The other question that I wanted to know is, how's she going to do in the debate with Trump? And does she get the war chest that Biden has built up?
Nope.
You reckon?
I saw something Trump put out earlier. I think he has to start raising money now as well. Again, I'll read what he said actually later and re-go over it. But it sounded like he wasn't happy.
Okay. So he's going to find more money, but he'll get the money because, Musk's already promised him $45 million a month until.
Yeah, I'll lend him a tenner, no problem.
Well, he's only got
lend Elon a tenner or Trump.
Oh, well, 5 each.
He's only got to get in touch with Coronation Street, hasn't he? And we'll lend him a couple of $100 million if he's struggling.
That is most likely to happen. All right, with Happy Mondays. Yes, is that right?
The Happy Mondays, that's correct, yes. They've been quite subdued at the minute. We've not heard much of them.
Well, it seems like there is a lot of quiet on the home front about certain things. Go ahead, Mark.
I can't blame the fake Conservatives anymore for their lack of money.
Oh, no, they're
just keeping quiet about it.
They're in.
And my new MP, who I stood against, that's Trevor Nicholls.
Yes.
It's all over the Warrington Guardian again this week that she is fighting for the new hospital. That she is making it a priority that she is fighting for Warrington's new hospital. Well, why has she not been doing that for the last 5 years?
I know.
Hang on. Wasn't that one of your priorities?
It was.
Nichols? Yeah.
Wasn't it just?
Oh, look at
that. So now she's fighting for the new Warrington hospital, and now she's got a partner in crime, hasn't she? She's got a friend, her ex-office manager, Sarah Hall. So why is Sarah Hall not fighting for the same said hospital?
I don't know. Tell us, Trevor, why is she not fighting for it? Is there a conspiracy?
I think something's going on, I do. I can't, I'll keep my eye on it, and we'll let you know before long, because I'm going to revamp Coronation Street.
And it's going to be called Warrenation Road.
Warrenation Street. We're going to have it revamped, and we're going to have it redone.
So
I'll keep my eye on it, and we'll bring it back in the next few weeks.
So Rusty Nails is out?
Rusty Nails out. He's stuck in a tyre somewhere, annoying somebody else, because there's nothing worse than getting a rusty nail stuck in your tyre.
I know.
Wait, what are you going to do? Are you going to put a Turkish barbers in place of the news agents and then knock the pub down and build a mosque?
Yes, there's all sorts of new exciting plans coming through on the new local plan in Warrington.
Oh, great. It'll be a riot. It'll be a riot, and then it's all complete.
There will be a riot. And mentioning riots, we're going on to that very soon.
Yes, talking about riots, I have to tell you what happened in Leeds. Yvette Cooper thinks it's disgusting. Terrible.
And?
Well, obviously they're going to do something about it, but the police didn't do anything about it because did you see what they were running away? Did you see them?
And if my eyes, I mean, all right, I might be slightly older. I'm not as old as Biden yet, but I'm heading that way. And unless my eyes are deceiving me, there seem to be a lot of people that didn't really look as if they were sort of, how can I word this? I've got to be very, very careful how I word it.
No, you don't have to. They were not indigenous British people.
Thank you, Jonathan. That's an excellent way of putting it. And what's her name? Mrs. Balls. she's now saying that she was disgusted with her all. She's the one who's got the signpost stood on the beach.
Yep.
At Dover, and she welcome everybody. Come into our beautiful country, everything for free. Roll up, come and marry me.
Come and marry. No, I wouldn't marry her. I wouldn't marry her even if she was free. No, sorry.
Well, I would just to get rid of her name, Mrs. Balls. It's a funny name, that.
Oh, what? And you become Mr. Balls?
No. She'd have to become Mrs. Nicholls.
Oh no, she's a very headstrong Labour woman.
All right, yeah.
So you would have to be.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, yeah, she's another failed politician. That's right. They've revamped again. Same as. Well, I tried him.
Well,
he's
you
good.
have to
Ed
be.
Miliband.
You would have to be Mr. Trevor Cooper.
Cooper? No. You think I'm just like that?
Go ahead, Stats.
Like that.
She actually thanked the police. And then on social media, everyone was like, what are you thanking them for? They ran away. Who are you thanking? They're not there anymore. What world do these people live in? But on a serious note, were you going to give a little more of an intro?
No. Go ahead.
5 arrests. That it?
That's it.
5. They make more of that at a blooming protest at the weekends in London and stuff. One man
Especially
charged.
when it's Tommy Robinson or any of the English.
So 5 arrests, 1 man charged. Are they kidding me here? You had hundreds of people, including kids, and everyone throwing rocks at police and buses and burning everything. And they were going to have an urgent review. I'm sorry, an urgent review. No, alien cultures that are not compatible with ours are causing problems. Previous prime ministers have said this and carried on doing it anyway. Most of us have been saying it for years, and now it's blatantly obvious to anyone with half a brain cell, isn't it? That
it's not working. It's not working. It started off.
There were so many. There's so many
thank you
social
for
media
interrupting
videos.
me, Gazelle. Thank you so much. That's okay. You carry on.
I do apologise. Sorry, I was talking. I didn't hear you.
Yeah, what do you mean you didn't hear me? You liar.
Just carry on interrupting him.
He shoots us at dawn, sir. He shoots us at dawn.
Yeah. I do apologise, yeah, but I mean, there were so many videos. There's so many. There was loads and loads on social media.
Oh, yeah.
I must have seen at least 30 people. They didn't have the faces covered. So the police have only got to sit down and go through the videos, certainly that I've seen. He could arrest 30 or 40 of them.
Now, the question was, they're saying the guy there, the councillor, who was, to be fair, he was trying to tell them to stop. He was saying, these are your neighbours, stop it. Now, he was talking, and they looked to me like, when I was looking at the videos, they looked like Muslims. They looked like Muslims. And as far as I was concerned, it wasn't just the Roma that were creating the damage. Now, it started off with the Roma because the police inflamed the situation by, and it wasn't their fault, social services wanted to go in because there was a problem with a Roma family. And a Roma family basically left their kids to their own devices. Now, I don't know whether this is because they have to find work in order to get universal credit or what have you, but the police went in to assist social services, and social services don't normally go in and ask for the removal of children unless there is evidence or a problem. There's got to be something. Go ahead, Statsman.
There's been some massive deflection going on. So it's been steered away from the actual riots and what you just talked about. But it's a serious matter. Apparently a child was dropped on its head.
Yep.
And we don't actually know all the ins and outs of the case. It could be a lot worse. And then you've got excuses like, oh, it's a socio-economic poverty. And it's not, though. It's behaviour influenced by culture. And I'm afraid by things like parenting and stuff. Look, we have Indigenous people who are poor, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
But their neighbours' children were being taken into care for their own safety. There wouldn't be a riot.
No.
Why do these tribal cultures all seem to get involved? Everyone, and then there's the deflection of, well, it wasn't this community, it was that community. No, they were all involved, and it's people who are alien to our country. So there is a problem, and it's got to be faced. And we've got to face up to the fact that some of the cultures aren't advanced as ours. And I'm going to give some examples, and if this upsets people, then the truth will end tough. Don't shoot the messenger. This is all from the government website and stuff. Certain minorities' children are overrepresented when it comes to social care. Make of that what you will. We don't tend to have children with our first cousins because we learned the increased risk of disorders. It's massively increases. And we tend not to burn our own communities down and smash them up. We respect what's been what's taken 1,000 years to achieve because our ancestors built it. Everyone got involved in that riot, and there's no excuses.
No excuses.
No,
Doesn't
none
matter.
at all.
Go ahead, Gazelle.
Yeah, I just want to go back to the first comment that Mark made there, that a child was dropped on its head. It wasn't Joe Biden by any chance, was it?
No.
Yeah, 80 years ago.
Baby Biden. Well, because that happened, this Roma family is being portrayed in the press as saints. They couldn't understand why their children were being taken away from them. They had no idea. The police are bad. The social services are bad. I'm sorry, but that culture, Romas are the one. I can tell you now, Romas are the ones that actually go on the trains, and they put out, and there's teams of them. They put out packets of tissue with little notes on them that say, "Please help. I need to feed my children. Please give £1." And you're paying £1 for a packet of tissues. And I was on the way from Marylebone to another station, and I saw from outside, a little bit further away, and going into Marylebone, and I saw these things as I got on, and I looked at them, and the people were taking out money and putting them on. I said, "Are you stupid?" I said, "These people are just gangs, and they're working in conjunction with other gangs." And I said, "They're Romas, they're gypsies." I said, "Tell them to get lost." And this guy came along to me while I was on the train, and he looked at me, and he looked at the packet of tissues. I said, and I picked it up, and I said, "Take that and get off." I said, "If you don't get off, I'm calling the British Transport Police." And he looked at me, and he just held his hand up. And I said, "Go on, get lost. Don't give in to these people. Don't be a sucker." And, people say, "Oh, you got to watch yourself." No, you haven't. They don't want trouble. They don't want trouble, especially when they're on the trains, because they know the transport police will be right onto them straight away. That was my experience. Anyway, go ahead, Trevor.
Yeah, I want stats to get onto this one, actually, because I just want to know how many single men paid £1 for a packet of tissues.
None of them. None of them. I mean, it was the women that were buying them because they didn't want any trouble.
They should have sold socks instead, Trev.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. Right. But it was the women that were buying them. And I said to this woman next to me, "Don't give them any money. Don't encourage them. Tell them to get lost." And she went, "Oh, well, they may have children that are starving." I said, "These people are not starving. If you go look at them," I say, "go check out." I mean, that guy that was coming down, I said, "He's not skinny." I said, "He's fat." I said, I forget it. Don't give him anything. Go ahead. They're pickpockets as well. That's what they specialize in, being pickpockets.
I was about to say pickpockets, fake bagging, scam games on bridges. It never ends. But rather than, I think, just, obviously concentrating on going into too depth with one culture, we've got to show it's all these cultures aren't compatible.
No, they're not.
And then it brought up another issue of, again, what we've discussed over and over, the two-tier policing. So 2 separate women have turned up in areas to try and reason with them and say, "Look, we like you, we welcome you here, but this isn't what you do in this country." And both of them, well, one was arrested, and I think the other one was escorted.
There was a Liverpudlian woman
there, and another young girl did it too.
Oh,
somewhere, and their own safety.
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
Oh, Jesus!
So mob
this is
rule
what
then,
gets on my
mob
nerves.
Yeah.
The police should just actually act under their oath and just say no. They don't leg it from that, because it makes them and it makes the rest of them look like weaklings in front of these communities and say they own that. No, they need to go in, and they need to go in hard and actually arrest those people and give them decent sentences for what they did. I reckon that guy that burnt the bus, I reckon he's going to get a community service order. I mean, gets on my nerves. I'm sick and tired of the leniency of the judiciary and the police towards these people. It's enough. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, Stats. I was on my soapbox then.
Yeah,
Deport! Get rid!
Yes. No. Shh. So anyway, no, I'm just looking at the bigger picture here. So if we look at the bigger picture, so people say, "Oh, what, these no-go zones?" Yeah, that was definitely a no-go zone. The police ran away. So the police can't fix the problem. The army won't be sent in by the people who run the country. very badly.
And they're allowing more of them to come in.
Well, so this is the bigger picture. So even if we did send the police in and the army and we arrested all these people, where are we putting them? Because this lovely, wonderful, brand new, useless government have decided, well, told everyone the jails are full, so you won't be going to jail. In fact, we're going to release people. So that's just giving people carte blanche to go, well, we can do whatever we want then.
That's right.
Let's
What are they going to do? Are they going to start implementing
people?
Are they going to start implementing the same laws that idiot in California has done? Where, people can get away with anything up to $4,000, and then they changed the law. But what nobody understood. They said, right, well, you can go into a store and you can steal $1,000 worth of stuff and get away with it. You're not going to be put in prison. So they said, okay, we're going to raise the limit to 4,000. Then they brought it back down to 1,000, and then they said, you've got 3 chances. So if you get 1,000 the first time, you've got 3 more chances, and after that, 3 strikes and you're out. So you can go out and steal up to $4,000 worth again before you get put in prison. Go ahead, Stats.
Yes, but what you can't do, and if you do this, the police are going to use all the resources available. They're going to have forensics. They're going to do door-to-door knocking if you paint over a pride flag.
Oh,
this country is upside down and broken.
Oh,
I thought the police were struggling
bullshit.
to arrest. With what, arrested 5 people and charged 1 man for mass riots, but then you put some paint on the floor and they're going to knock on every door and they're going to get forensics and everything until you are caught, and you go to the jails, which they said are full but aren't full if you've painted over a stupid flag.
And where are they getting the money? Where are they getting the money to actually pay for all these, pride flags and all the rest of this crap that's going on?
Tissues.
No. where are they getting the money? Because they should be putting that money into the services, not into pride. Okay?
They do put it into the services, John. They paint the cars with rainbows. We've got the
you know what?
Boys.
I can't wait to start doing some FOIs on certain councils and to find out how much money they put into it, and then put it out on the podcast. And let people know what they're doing. I don't think. Well, let's just say that Louise Gittins is going to start having kittens, because, as Keir Starmer says, it is country before party. And they've got to start being transparent about things. Now, if I find that I don't get answers, because remember the last time the solicitor said, Councillor Gittins doesn't have to respond to you. She doesn't have to respond to you. Well, I'm sorry, but I'm going to quote Keir Starmer every single time. And I'm going to say to her, well, I don't know whether it's him or her. I don't know. Right? She might identify as a monster for all I know. Right? But
Sounds
anyway,
right.
She's going to have to answer questions, and we're going to put it forward. And we're just going to tell her pet papers in the area. Another one that I want to ask is, and while you got your finger up, I will get that finger out. Get that finger out. Okay. I'm going to ask how much advertising she puts in her pet papers. I want to know how much money they pump into the pet papers within the area. That's another thing.
Do you know what Warrington is?
What? Go on.
700,000 a year.
Wow. All right.
What?
That's a lot.
What?
We're going to start finding that out. And then we're just going to say to him, if you don't send us the press releases of what's going on, within the area, then you've got a problem, because we're going to start exposing a few things about you, and they ain't going to like it. Hey!
Right. Can I just...
Yes, you can get a word in, Edgeways. I'm sorry, I was on the soapbox. Go on.
Our wonderful council leader told her legal beagles to tell us they will not be communicating with us, yeah? Mm-hmm. Apart from when you stood in the election, John, and you were a candidate, she had to respond, and she did.
Oh, yeah.
So she's just broken her own legal advice. So it's...
it's time. It's time.
Contradictory, this, isn't it?
And let's just say, all right, a message to them and to our friend, Mr. Matters, that a lot of people are coming out of the woodwork now, and they are doing a lot of talking. And we're going to sift through the gossip between those and the facts. And what we are going to do is we're going to pump more money into our legal insurance. We're going to start having a go, so that we're going to start saying, well, and if you don't like that, we'll pump it out to the nationals as well, with some of the things that we're going in and some of the documentaries that we're looking to do. Anyway, go on, stats, go on.
Shouldn't independent media get a chunk of some of this money? So that's 700. Would you say 700,000 in
Yeah.
Warrington? I think we should be getting some of that,
700,000, yeah.
and some off CWAC.
We take
Cheshire West and Chester Council too.
Yeah,
we report
absolutely.
on stuff.
Yep,
We reported on a protest right outside their office one day.
indeed.
Probably why they don't like us.
Yes, indeed. And what we can say
pay up.
is our legal backing, and I'll just give an advertisement for it. Our legal backing is just as good, if not better, than yours. So we're quite willing to go up against you. All right. And especially the head of legal at Cheshire West and Chester. This is a direct challenge to you. They don't have to answer us. They don't have to give answers. Well, I think Keir says different. And if you don't, well, then we're going to publicize it. And we're going to create a public argument with you. And as for that other joker that runs Pride in the Port, Ray McHale, hey, Mr. Micro, we've got our eyes on you. We know what you are. We know what you are, commie. And we're actually going to have a go at you. Same way that you like having a go at me. All right, sir. There you go. Anyway, that's local matters, local fights. I'll meet you around the corner anytime you want. All right. Okay. Here we go.
Put them up. Put them up.
Put them up. Put them up. Go ahead. Go ahead, Gazelle.
Put them up, put them up, put them up. Yes, be frightened, be very, very frightened, because we sold 15,000 packets of tissues on the Manchester trams last weekend. So be very, very frightened.
Was it Pride, was it?
We're in the money.
It was actually Pride weekend. I wasn't going to mention that, Mark, but why you brought it up?
I can see the sales going through the roof.
They are.
I hate some of these people, you know, that think that they can just do whatever they want, say whatever they want. Okay, well, if you don't like it, come and have a go. We're quite happy. We're quite happy to meet you and step up to the plate. All right. I think we better make that the end of the first segment. Otherwise, I'm going to get even. I'm going to get. I tell you what, if I see that guy out, because the last time he was so polite to me, you know, it's so polite. If I see him, everybody on Pride in the Port, I think you should just ditch that guy and get rid of him. Get him off there. He's useless.
Yeah.
The Labour. He was kicked out of the Labour Party. He was kicked out. No, he's got no power except that Pride in the Port. Get rid of him. Get rid of him, or move to another Facebook group. Get him out.
Yeah, I've got one. There's Pride in the Portaloo. I can only vote to that one. That's the one for everyone who gets kicked out.
Yeah, kick him out, deport him, and also deport all the illegals. Get them. I don't know why they're doing it, what they're doing, why they're actually getting more. I'm off on one. Let's get back to intellectual talk and let's get out of here. And that's going to be the end of part one. And we're coming back with the King's speech. And no comment.
What? I had my own little riot anyway, just to finish the riot thing off. I was in Toxic again on Friday, and I'm back there again tomorrow. And that was a riot.
It was funny.
And people really you've got to be of a certain age to know what I'm on about there.
Oh, the Toxic riots, of course. Here we go.
The Toxic riots, yeah. We're back to Maggie with the poll tax.
Hey, Ray.
It's about time we had a...
I'm looking forward to seeing you again, sir, and having a nice chat with you. All right, Mr. McHale.
Hey.
There we go. That's the end of part one. Tell you what, that was a little bit controversial.
What, facts?
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, well,
reality. It's only controversial if you're a moron and you try and avoid reality. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be interesting. I can tell you when this one goes out and they hear it, because the word is gonna go out very, very quick. Hey, Justin. Justin, remember that speech outside of number 10? Well, transparency is key. So, who's buying a new litter tray for Louise Gittins?
No.